Dunmore finished 6-2 in the Big 11 a year ago, 8-4 overall, and earned a trip to the PIAA district playoffs. That was with a squad that only had 9 seniors. Although most of those 9 were starters, Coach Jack Hanses gets back some players who got quite a bit of playing time a year ago.
We have some kids that have played for us, so they know how to block the different defenses, hopefully so. And then, of course, that if we can stay healthy, I think we're going to have a fine football team.
There are several things that really pleased the veteran head coach this year. One is the dedication these players showed out of football season. The other is the size of the turnout for the sport this year.
They worked very hard in our winter program. They worked very hard in the summer program. They participated in the spring sports with track and baseball, which I feel helps them tremendously. And they're just doing a great job for us right now. We've got 4 captains that are leading our seniors this year, and this is probably the biggest group we've had out for our football team in a number of years. We have 44 players dressed. And that's a big group for our size of our school.
The Bucks kick off their season at home tonight when they face Wilkes-Barre Meyers. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports.
Game number 5, Dunmore against Meyers. Derek Forgione and Brian Dougherty break through to block this Meyers punt out of the end zone. That's a safety. It was now a 9-0 Bucks lead. Dunmore got the football back on the kick and immediately added to their lead off the fake. Jack Dempsey hits a wide open Brian Dempsey for the score. Dunmore downs Meyers 29-6. This is Jim Miller, Eyewitness Sports.
We go to Dunmore for game number 2. The Bucks already led Abington by a score of 14-0. Freshman Corey Golden rips off a 15-yard second period run. The Bucks would cap that drive with a 9-yard scoring pass from Jack Dempsey to Brian Dempsey. Dunmore coach Jack Hanses gets his 200th career win. The Bucks over Abington Heights.
At Memorial Stadium in Wilkes-Barre, the Bucks of Dunmore came out throwing the football as Jack Dempsey finds Rick Drzezinski for 22 yards to the Grenadier 19-yard line. A few plays later, Dempsey with a perfect touchdown pass in the left corner to Scott Hartshorn. Dunmore led it 7-0. The Grenadiers picked up their only touchdown of the night as Alex Janoski on the quarterback keeper goes right down the middle of the football field, 50 yards for the score, but Dunmore goes on to knock off GAR 21-6.
In Peckville, Valley View down 7-0 to Dunmore late in the half. The Cougars' Ken Rakowski on 4th and 7 escapes the heavy rush. He'll get the first down by the nose of the football at the Dunmore 7. 2 plays later, John Munley now calling the signals. Fires to Chris Marion, who goes high to pull in the scoring pass with just 11 seconds left till half. 7-6 Dunmore. Third period, Bucks quarterback Jack Dempsey breaks the Cougars' spirit in this hard-fought game by keeping around the far end. A burst of speed and open field. He will go all the way, 71 yards. Dunmore added another. They stay unbeaten tonight, 20-6 over Valley View. Dunmore managers John Meck and Frank Coladas cheering on their team tonight. Watch Scott Hartshorn come up with a second period interception. Dunmore takes over at their own 43. It took the Bucks 12 plays to score. 1 touchdown was called back by a penalty. Quarterback Jack Dempsey makes sure of this one on a 4th down keeper, 12 yards, 7-0 Bucks. 3 downs and a short punt gave Dunmore back the football. Dempsey works his magic again. He loses the heavy rush, throws to Brian Dougherty, a big-time over-the-shoulder catch, 27 yards. Dunmore over Riverside, 26-0. At Memorial Stadium, Dunmore had a 7-0 lead thanks to an 89-yard kickoff return by Pat Core, and this drive for Moore is thwarted by Jamie Loss. He intercepts in the end zone. He'll move it out to the 31-yard line for West Scranton. But Dunmore would get the ball back 3 plays later. 3rd and 5 from the 36. West goes to the option. Sam Egan's pass picked off by Jack Dempsey at the Dunmore 45. Late in the game, West with a 4th and goal from the 6. Quarterback Joe Repsis rolls. He fires to John Fox for the touchdown, but it's called back by a holding penalty. West has a 4th and goal from the 17. Repsis to the end zone. The pass is incomplete. But another penalty, this one against Dunmore. West gets another shot, but on 4th and goal from the 9, the pass falls incomplete. Dunmore's defense hold. They gave up a safety later. The final 7-2. Dunmore 6-0. West, their first loss of the season. Wild one at Dunmore, third period. The Bucks against North Pocono, trailing 20-6, but Jack Dempsey a 29-yard scoring strike to Pat Core, 20-13. The Trojans came right back. Their 64-yard drive was capped by the sneak by Greg Snyder to make it 27-13. First play of the fourth period. Dunmore's Jack Dempsey on the keeper. Comes around the near end. He'll take off on a 50-yard gainer. It moves the football all the way down to the North Pocono 20-yard line. It also set up the 1-yard score by Core. North Pocono's lead was down to 7. After a penalty against the Trojans, the Bucks kicked off. It was Charles Lukey picking up the football at the 5-yard line. He comes up the near side, and he was gone. 95 yards for the touchdown. It stunned the crowd and allowed North Pocono to hand Dunmore their first loss of the season, 34-20 tonight in Big 11 high school football action. Big 11 leaders Scranton Prep led Dunmore 7-6 in the third period tonight at Lackawanna County Stadium. The Bucks 4th and 2 from the 5. The Cavaliers come up with a stop on quarterback Jack Dempsey to preserve the lead. Fourth quarter now still a 1-point difference. Prep's 4th and inches try from their own 17 is stuffed by the Dunmore front. The Bucks take over. They get to the Prep 9-yard line. This time they go for 3. Pat Core drills a 26-yard field goal. Dunmore was on top 9-7. Prep had 2 more chances, but turnovers killed their hopes. The second and the final minute when Dempsey intercepts inside the 20-yard line. Dunmore hands Scranton Prep their first Big 11 loss of the season tonight in local high school football. For the past 3 years, Tara Macciocco has been fulfilling her long-time dream of playing high school basketball for her father, who also happens to be her coach at Dunmore High. For the next 4 years, she'll fulfill another dream, since she's getting a scholarship to play basketball at Penn State University for Coach Renee Portland.
Yeah, they're really looking forward to trying to win a national championship. And they said with the group they're bringing in next year, that's their best chance, and that's pretty much made my decision a little bit easier, too.
Tara says the toughest part of the recruiting process was telling schools that had an interest in her that they weren't her choice.
It was tougher telling people that you don't want to go to school there. I had a couple schools that kind of gave me bad response, and that was the tough part.
Now Tara's future coaching staff will be keeping an eye on what she does her senior year at Dunmore High School.
The goals that Tara has set for herself, as far as she's within 160 points of breaking the school record, and she has the potential of getting that 2,000-point plateau. Her coach expects her to reach those levels.
Those levels which Tara Macciocco has already reached in high school are exactly what has allowed her to become part of one of the top women's basketball programs in the nation. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. Game number 1 tonight, Dunmore's Grace Simpson will blast through the Scranton Knights defensive front for a 2-yard score. Less than 5 minutes in, Dunmore led 7-0. The Bucks put up another on their next possession. Jack Dempsey and Brian Dempsey connect on the pass. It's the hook and lateral. Simpson takes the pitch. He carries the football all the way down to the Scranton 4-yard line. Simpson does it again moments later as Dunmore gains a share of the Big 11 title, 39-14 over Scranton High. At Dunmore, the Bucks trail Dallas 7-0 in the third. They marched to the Mountaineers' 16-yard line before 2 straight passes fell incomplete, ending the drive. Dunmore held and got the ball back. They kept a 36-yard march with a touchdown pass from Jack Dempsey to Pat Core. They missed the point after. Dallas held a 7-6 lead. The Mountaineers moved to the 48-yard line. We're on 3rd and 3, the big play of the game. Brian Brady flushed from the pocket, throws downfield. Jared Cooney makes the grab, moving the ball to the Dunmore 15-yard line. From there, Rich Butkowski gets the job done, going up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. Dallas led 14-6 with 9.5 minutes to go. Dunmore had 3 more chances to get back into it, but their final attempt ended with Brady intercepting at the 8-yard line. Dallas and Wyoming area play next Saturday for the District 2 AA title.
At Dunmore High School tonight, 3 players announced their intentions. Derek Forgione, a first-team All-Stater, on his way to play with the Wildcats at Villanova. Joe Keating, an All-Scholastic and All-Regional football player, announced that he will join the Golden Rams at Westchester University. Gray Simpson, an All-Scholastic athlete and fine high school football player, announced that he will play college football at Holy Cross.
You know, a great portion of education is going to be paid for because of their athletic and academic abilities. So yeah, I think it's very, very important that they work hard in their early years in their academic work and athletically, and it's paid off for these 3 young men.
Game number 1 tonight, Scranton High against Dunmore. Chris Evans, the one-hop and the jumper. The Knights were down 1 early. Dunmore comes back the other way. Gray Simpson wide open underneath. Scores. He gets fouled from behind. The Bucks had a 3-point lead. It was a big win tonight for Scranton. Cartrick Thompson from the outside. Shot goes in, out, and then back in for 3. Great assist inside. Thompson looks to Thaddeus Williams underneath. The Knights upset first half. Lackawanna South champ Dunmore 52-42. They had to turn fans away from the Scranton CYC last night as Carbondale area went for their record-setting victory. The man for the Chargers early was Rob Zavislak, who finished with 17 points. 11 of those in the opening quarter allowed Carbondale area to hold a 1-point lead after the first 8 minutes. Dunmore scored 5 in a row to open the second period. Mike Barrett hits the 3-pointer. And then Gray Simpson would shake loose down low, and he gets 2 more for the Bucks. Zavaslak, however, hit another three-pointer to help the Chargers regain the lead. They were up 31-30 at halftime. Carbondale area built a 9-point fourth-quarter lead, only to see Dunmore come back in the closing minute to within 2. But Dan Siegel, who hit 9 of 11 shots from the field, took charge in the final 4 minutes, scoring 13 of his game-high 26 points. He also hit 6 straight from the foul line in the final 41 seconds to secure the Chargers' record-breaking 55th straight victory and second straight district title, 65-58. That game was the second of 2 at the CYC last night. In the opener, Bishop O'Hara got 22 points from Pat Burke and 21 from freshman Al Kaleas as they beat Bishop O'Reilly 72-59 for the district Class A championship. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. Dunmore pulled away from GAR with the big third period tonight. Bobby Joe Howard scores in the lane. It was a 12-point lead. The Lady Grenadiers couldn't come much closer after that. Colleen Cannon hits the three-pointer from out front. Tara Macciocco would show some of her all-around talent tonight. A perfect down-court pass to a streaking Jean-Marie Ruddy. That results in 2. And later it's Macciocco with a dribbling exhibition. She went over the 2,100-point mark for her career tonight. Dunmore, the district AA champ, 68-46 over GAR. Tuesday's victory was impressive for the Lady Bucks because it was done for the most part without their star player, Tara Macciocco. Saddled with foul trouble, she watched her teammates outscore Delone 24-11 while she was on the bench.
Team defense, I thought, was excellent, and we handled their pressure. We were concerned about their pressure initially coming into the game. I thought we did an excellent job of handling the pressure and handling the man-to-man, pressure man-to-man defense in the half-court set. I was really pleased with the way we handled ourselves.
The win was also a big step for Dunmore because it's the first time they've made it past the second round of the state playoffs under Coach Ross Macciocco.
The kids were thinking about that, and you know, we talked about it a little bit, but they were saying before the game, let's get the monkey off his back. And I said, I don't want this game to be for me. I want this game to be for you. You know, I want you to get as much out of this experience as you can for the kids coming back. Terry didn't want to end it here. She wants one more game. And that's the way we're playing it. You know, we're going to play it one more game.
Dunmore will take its next step on the road to the state title when the AA girls playoffs resume on Friday night. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. Game number 1 tonight, Dunmore against Columbia. The Bucks' Jack Dempsey drives and lays it up and in. Dunmore had control of this game early. Grace Simpson uses his muscle inside to get 2 more. Brad Hunt then goes to the far corner for the three-point shot, which hits the rim and drops through. The Bucks had an early 7-point lead, but couldn't hang on. They lose to Columbia, 63-61.
The Lady Bucks of Dunmore came right out and set the tempo at Hazleton Area High School for tonight's game. Bobby Joe Howard, the drive, the left-handed hook in the lane for a pair. Dunmore continues to come strong as Tara Macciocco with the drive and the scoop for two and the 5-point Dunmore lead. The run continues in the first half. Macciocco pulls up and hits the baseline jump shot, and Dunmore was looking down the road for the trip to Hershey on Friday. The lead would be extended to 18 points later in the first half. Macciocco drills the 3-point shot, and the Lady Bucks were in the driver's seat with 2 quarters left to play. Holy Name put together a second-half comeback to trim Dunmore's lead to single digits as Julian Kerr hits the 3-point shot. The Lady Bucks would counter that right away. Tara Macciocco takes the feed from Bobby Joe Howard. She stops and pops, and that was just about it. Bobby Joe Howard played a near-career basketball game tonight. Tremendous move in traffic in the lane. The off-balance shot, it goes, and Dunmore had complete control. The clincher, Tara Macciocco with the drive. The shot, it falls. The foul. Dunmore over Holy Name High School tonight to advance to the championship game in Hershey on Friday.
It's great. It's really great. And the thing that's it's good for the borough of Dunmore, which we come out here and represent. It's good for the Lackawanna League to have someone in this position. I think it's good for District 2. And a great opportunity to play here on our home turf.
Well, we got confident after we got by the second round. It was a goal of ours to get by the second round because Dunmore's never done that. And once we got by that, we knew we had a goal that we could get here. Great. I don't know. I told the team before the game that I didn't want this to be my last game. I wanted one more. And Lisa Harris has been saying all along that we're going to Hershey, and now it finally came true.
So the Lady Bucks of Dunmore High School are now just one game away from a AA state championship. They go after that goal on Friday after a semifinal win over Holy Name tonight at Hazleton Area High School.
Dunmore capped their rise to the Eastern AA Championship with a stifling defensive performance Tuesday night, holding Reading Holy Name to under 40% shooting and just 5 first-half field goals.
I mean, they just did a great job of plugging the middle, getting the ball off the board defensively, and that was probably one of the key factors in the game, our ability to shut their offensive production down.
We got a tape from another team that played them, and we just broke down all their offenses, and we came down the floor, and we were at the spots that they were supposed to be at before they were, and intercepting passes. Everybody played a great game. Everybody stepped it up.
Even though Dunmore is a team that lost just 3 games this season, the Lady Bucks didn't seem to come totally together until playoff time.
Well, we got confident after we got by the second round. It was a goal of ours to get by the second round because Dunmore's never done that. And once we got by that, we knew we had a goal that we could get here.
I have never, in my 14 years of coaching, had a group that came together and got as close in a short period of time as this team did. They pulled themselves together. Everybody realized what the responsibility was. And as far as playing a role, I mean, everybody played their role right to the T. It was like a perfect scenario that if I had to write a script, I could have written it the way that it ended up.
Dunmore goes against defending state AA champ Cranberry, who takes a 30-1 record at a Friday's 1 o'clock game at Hershey Park Arena. After scoring the game's first basket, Dunmore didn't have another for the whole first period, while Cranberry was building a 10-3 lead. The two-time defending state champions went up by as much as 14 in the second period as Rachel Agnew hit three three-pointers in the quarter. It was 28-17 at halftime. Dunmore came out on fire in the third quarter as Tara Macciocco went to work. She scored 12 points in a span of less than 4 minutes, hitting from all angles in all kinds of traffic. The Lady Bucks put together a 19-0 run spanning parts of 2 periods. They went from 14 down to a 33-28 lead. But while Cranberry couldn't stop Macciocco, she stopped herself, picking up a 4th foul and going to the bench with 3:59 left in the third period. Cranberry went back up by 4 points at 40-36 as Chrissy Stefanini took the ball all the way up floor, drove to the hoop, laid it up and in. But again, Dunmore comes back. They regained the lead at 43-42. Macciocco came back off the bench to hit a three-pointer with 2.5 minutes left. It stayed that way until there were just 15 seconds remaining. Susan Blauser was fouled. She sank both her shots, and Cranberry led 44-43. After a timeout, Dunmore inbounded at midcourt. They got the ball to Macciocco. She tried to shake free but couldn't. Her shot missed as time ran out. Cranberry becomes the first girls team in any class to win 3 state titles in a row.
I know they're feeling pain now, but you know, they'll bounce back. The kids are resilient, and it'll take a little while for them to get over it. But once they do, I think they'll sit back and they'll realize what the accomplishment was.
The Lady Bucks, in their first ever state championship game appearance, finished the season at 27-4, the second best AA girls team in all of Pennsylvania.
Tim Ruddy has enjoyed outstanding success in high school at Dunmore and later in college at the University of Notre Dame. All-state in high school, All-American in college, and one who looks back with nothing but pride on a very fine career with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame over the past 4 seasons.
It was nice. I mean, this year, you know, we had a shot at the national championship. It didn't turn out for us. But I'd say as 4 years as a whole, I think, you know, we accomplished a lot, and we're proud of what we did as a team.
Ruddy missed the bowl game this year with an injury, but he is full strength after the combines, and every team in the National Football League has sights set on his talents, so he should go very early.
Well, you know, everything now is a projection, especially with the free agency teams are moving, but I've heard late first round into the second round, so that seems to be the consensus right now.
Success has always been part of the Tim Ruddy makeup, and football is no different. He is confident now that he approaches the ultimate level of the sport, the National Football League.
Yeah, I do feel pretty confident. I've been lucky enough to play in 2 great programs here at Dunmore and then at Notre Dame, and you know, they've really prepared me for the next level.
Tim Ruddy of Dunmore High School and the University of Notre Dame, a high-ticketed choice waiting to get the call this weekend at the National Football League's College Player Draft.
What time to throw the ball as far as the work up front is concerned. Look for work up here again. Ruddy doing a good job. The 64 doing a pretty good job in there as well. Greg holding off his guy. He had plenty of time to throw the ball, but the coverage is so good upfield, couldn't find anybody open. So call that a coverage sack.
Gain of 1 for Stolper. There's Ruddy. Third-round draft pick out of Notre Dame. A busted play here. Stolper has to keep it again. He doesn't like doing this. Blythe makes a success to Miami. Timeout. Stolper's got time. He likes to tuck it under and take the fall, if you will. Gain of about a yard.
Boy, I tell you, that was a time when he probably had adequate time to throw the ball as far as the work up front is concerned. Look for work up here again. Ruddy doing a good job. The 64 doing a pretty good job in there as well. Greg holding off his guy. He had plenty of time to throw the ball, but the coverage is so good upfield.
The county defense was able to keep a heavily favored city team within striking distance for much of tonight's ball game. On the city's first possession, they marched to the 14-yard line, but Dan Steyer of Abington Heights comes up with the interception that ends the threat. This game stayed scoreless until the second period. City with the football at the county 16-yard line. A couple of North Pocono players hook up. Quarterback Greg Snyder to receiver Vince Breyer. That's a touchdown. The point after makes it 7-0 City over the county. With only seconds left in the first half, it looked as though the county would go into the locker room trailing only 7-0 to a heavily favored City team. But then, the big play happened. With the clock counting down, final play of the first half, from the 48-yard line, Dunmore's Jack Dempsey drops back and he lets go with a Hail Mary pass. The ball is batted in the air inside the 5 and caught by West Scranton's Sam Egan. He gets in for the stunning touchdown and a 14-0 City lead. That would be more than enough. Defense, the name of the game for the City squad. Preps Rob Grasso comes up with the second interception of the game as the City shuts out the county 28-0 to win the 60th annual Dream Game. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports.